right there, Josh. You see it? So Sun Pass.
Yes, and he brought that up. That was a good point by Paul. You have to go through a toll if you want to get there. So there's cameras on every car that goes through there, and there's a record of any car passing through there with a pass or else paying a toll, or else pay by plate. If you don't have a Sun Pass and you go through there, you're gonna get a little bill in the mail, and you're gonna have to pay it.
Yep, that's how it works in Florida. And if your transponder runs out of battery, you're getting a message in the mail.
You still have the battery?
What?
You have the battery one?
No. Well,
I have the sticker one. That's just got the RFID.
Oh yeah, I've got the
and it's all flaked around the side because I've pulled it off and put it on too many times.
I got the transponder.
Oh, you're an OG right there.
Rookie mistake.
Wow.
Rookie mistake. I should have gotten the decal. But yes, that's how it works here, folks, in Florida. And with Sun Pass, and it's not all that dissimilar from other states in the country. We with things like Easy Pass and other and other modes of paying tolls here, technological means of paying tolls here. So this is now this exact spot is a big deal now, right? Because is there evidence that the Laundrie family went through this spot here, and if so, what vehicle were they in? Were they towing the camper? Was it the Ford Mustang? What vehicle could have possibly gone through here again to the campsite, provided that in fact they had feet on the ground, or they were here at the Fort DeSoto campground here in Pinellas County?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sidetracked for a second. I'm listening with one ear.
Well, this is what happens as far as active investigations.
Yeah. And point I want to make is a good reporter or investigator or a station, and I'm sure we're working on this, is trying to get the records, the traffic video. I don't know if we can FOIA request that or how we can get that, but get the video of the vehicle that they drove to get to the campsite, and let's see if we can place them there. Let's see if they have the camper. Let's see if they have the pickup truck. Does the wife have a vehicle of her own? A Toyota?
I've only ever seen I've only ever seen the pickup truck, the camper, and the Mustang. Yeah. Those are the three. So is there another vehicle at play here?
The tipster said car, so that's all I know from Dog's team. But that could mean a truck. Here's
what I want to know, Josh, is lots 1 and 15. Mm-hmm. Now we have not only do we have a locale here that is of potential interest here to the Brian Laundrie manhunt efforts, but we have specific lots here, specific campsites here. So Paul Lamison was just kind of, and I'll resume playing this video here for you folks, but Paul Lamison was just kind of doing an overview here of the area. But now that we have specific spots in the campground, I want to know if we have any intentions or plans to fly Eagle over the exact spots that we're talking about, and those spots being, again, right here in the center of your screen, lot number 1 and lot number 1-5, waterfront
lots.
Interesting.
This
what do you get?
Interesting statement from the attorney, from the Laundrie attorney to a reporter. I'll read it. We want to verify it ourselves. But this reporter put this out, saying the dog doesn't know what he's talking about. The Laundries had reservations at the campground for September 1 through 3. They canceled those reservations and did not go to the park during the weekend, although that dog says that they did. They did go to the campground September 6th and 7th as a family, and they all left together despite the claims of others. The following weekend, Chris, Roberta, and Brian went to other places on 2 different dates, and the FBI is aware of this. So Brian obviously returned home after camping, and what the dog is spewing is nothing but baloney. That is a major detail. And, okay, so why isn't there a statement on this? Why is he sending a text to a reporter, and why isn't he clearing this up for everybody right out of the gate?
Oh, okay, we have to verify.
Part of the confusion. We have to verify this, obviously, but this is part of the confusion of getting the facts out in the open for this family. And I'm not going to go any further on this until I can verify it myself. We need to talk to the attorney immediately about this so we can confirm it for ourselves. But if that's the case...
If this is in fact the word of Stephen Bertolino, the attorney,
he would be also proving that they were camping. He would be announcing that to everybody. And that hasn't been part of the timeline specifically yet.
Who goes camping after returning from a cross-country road trip?
Didn't you camp enough? It's like
and you come back without your fiance, who is now the subject of a homicide investigation.
Hey, we got to get
goes camping after that. And maybe, listen, I understand that could be a means for the family to have an isolated kind of area, and maybe that's a place that has maybe has sentimental value to them. Maybe they just needed to get away. But who just goes camping after that? After what happened in Wyoming? I'm trying to see a scenario there. I am always very honest with our viewers.
Bigger the question there is, this isn't a part of the timeline officially. Maybe it is to the FBI, but to everybody else who's following the case, if there was speculation or if there was this tip and there was this instance, Dog was right in the fact that they were there because they were there. And now if this attorney's statement is true, he's confirming that they were there. And then your question is, why were they there?
Yeah.
So, first of all, I want to get this. We got to get to the attorney and have him give us a fresh
verified.
Statement.
Is the source of this quote credible?
Yeah. As far as I know, she's a reporter.
And to say the Dog, the bounty hunter, doesn't know what he's talking about. For that kind of a statement to be put out there.
Yeah, it looks legit to me. We'll do it ourselves, but I'm just putting that out there because if that's part of the narrative, then this will be scrutinized.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
No, you know what I mean though? I think why not come out with an official statement about, even when the people talk to Fox about the neighbors, even when they talked, why not put it out then to say, yeah, they were camping? Like, there's just no information coming out from the family at all. And I get you're trying to preserve what you're saying because you don't want to incriminate anything, but now all of a sudden we're proving that you were there. And it looks suspicious every time we find a new detail that they could just come forward and say, yeah, we were there, like allegedly did to this reporter here and just told her.
I'm sitting here in a little bit of disbelief just because of the
twists and turns every day.
That statement to me is, you have the right to remain silent, and your attorney doesn't have to, respond to every new twist and turn in a particular story of this magnitude. Doesn't have to. Attorney can be like, sorry, we're not commenting at this time. How many times have we heard no comment? It's the most two popular words in all of journalism. No comment. We hear it all the time, and for our sakes, it's just way too much. But now we have this potential, and again, we have to verify it. Now, let's be very, very honest with our audience here. We have to verify. It's an unexpected against from Stephen Bertolino, the attorney of Brian Laundrie, and again, working in tandem here with Brian Laundrie's parents. So, folks, we're going to go into black here for about 10 seconds, resetting. JB Biunno here with you back. And again, that was just a system reset here so that we can continue talking to you. And this is an extended session here live on WFLA now. And again, working to verify this response. And
thank you. Okay.
All right, Justin's
Checker on the case.
Justin is.
Thank you, Justin.
Well, I was hoping that we could. Let's fall back to some of the hashtag HeyJB, hashtag HeyJosh, because I'm trying to process this right now, and I can process it better when it's been verified. So let's just see if in fact that's something that we can kind of break down here.
We'll get it from him.
Let's see here. Let's take some more hashtag Hey JB, hashtag Hey Josh comments and questions here in the Facebook Live. I think
What's up with you over there?
This comment. What are you laughing at, Josh?
You're just so in disbelief.
I am in disbelief. But here's a comment.
Okay, so let's say that statement. There's no reason for it not to be from this reporter. Otherwise, that would be a problem. Let's say that's the statement, and Dog has it wrong in that they had original reservation to go the 1st through the 3rd. They canceled. Then they went back 6th through the 7th. Stayed there as a family. Came and went as a family. Okay, so that takes all the theories out of it, according to the attorney in this case.
But here's the comment here.
Your question is, why would you go camping after just getting home from what you've been doing across the country, which is camping?
If you were on a cross-country road trip with your fiancée, the woman that you were engaged to spend the rest of your life with, and then you come home from that trip, and you're without her, and you're driving her van, and you're doing it without her, and you drive home, and then the next thing on your to-do list is to go camping. Yeah. I'm trying to process it. But Bonnie here brings up exactly why I'm at a loss for words. And Bonnie, thank you for putting words into my mouth here, because I'm just tongue-tied right now.
What's everybody thinking out there?
Bonnie Hodge saying hashtag HJB. Even the language used by the attorney doesn't sound like a statement a respected attorney would use.
Well, it wasn't an official statement. This was a text to a reporter. So it's going to be a lot looser in speak as it would be if it was an official statement. So
for this reporter's sake, I hope it was on the record. I hope it was an on-the-record text.
Oh, it is now. It's out on public. She posted it everywhere.
Yep. And there are times, of course, where in certain situations, very, very, very specific situations where you would exchange text messages with a with a person that is connected to a news story. And I'll give you the perfect example. I've been talking to Nicole Schmidt. I'm not just having a conversation with her about what she has experienced and how her world has been turned upside down. Every text message that she's ever sent me isn't going to be, on WFLA.com and click here to learn more about what, Gabby Petito's mom is texting JB Biunno. That's just not what we do. I've been, in talks with Nicole Schmidt, and there have been texts that we have published at WFLA.com, but that is, I asked her very specifically multiple times, can I share this? Can I say this? Do I have permission to say this on, share this text message with you? And every time she's been very, very, just amazing as far as saying, yes, you can. It's for my daughter, please. And so I'm very curious now, Josh, as to, this is a text message from, again, purported to be from Stephen Bertolino. That is an interesting sort of development here in this case.
This is a West Palm station, too.
West Palm Beach.
WPBF, I believe.
All right, Rachel Lynn here. Can we, and I'm asking you, Josh, can we, because I'm having an open conversation here. Rachel Lynn here in the Facebook Live comment section. Can you please repeat the alleged statement from the attorney so that we know what you're talking about?
Yes, okay, yeah. For people that are just joining, and we're getting this verified right now, Justin Schecker is on the story. So a reporter reached out to the attorney asking about the Fort DeSoto Park, and we just confirmed that Roberta Laundrie was there on the 6th and checked in. So that's a fact. So the question is to the attorney for the Laundries, comment on Dog the Bounty Hunter's tip. Per this statement, and we'll get the official one, but per this text message from the attorney to the reporter, which is now public on Twitter, the dog doesn't know what he's talking about. The Laundries had reservations at the campground for September 1st to 3rd. They canceled those reservations and did not go to that park during the weekend, although that dog says that they did. They did go to the campground September 6th and 7th as a family, and they all left together despite the claims of others. The following weekend, Chris, Roberta, and Brian went to other places on 2 different dates, and the FBI is aware of this. So Brian obviously returned home after camping, and what the dog is spewing is nothing but baloney.
Baloney.
So interesting, though, the following weekend, Chris, Roberta, and Brian went to other places on 2 different dates, and the FBI is aware of this. So they spent 3 different outings as a family after he returned home without his fiancée, and then he's gone. So where were one trip was to the campground, 2 other trips we don't know about, but the FBI knows, and that's where we're at. So let us get this verified with the attorney to make sure he's telling the same story.
That is again from a West Palm Beach television station reporter. We have to be very, very careful here as far as where information is coming from. That is not being reported right now by WFLA. It is, of course, we are just following up here on tweets from a rapidly evolving situation here. When we have that independently confirmed that these are the words of Stephen Bertolino, we'll of course publish it officially on WFLA.com. But that's just, again, a very, very curious statement.
And a
here.
follow-up to that through this station says, can you confirm Brian Laundrie was at home in Northport September 1st through Tuesday, 2 weeks ago, when he was reported missing? Did he ever leave the home to go camping between those dates? Attorney, I can confirm that Brian Laundrie was staying at home with his parents during those dates, and he went many places during that time, including several stores, some parks, and some campgrounds.
So that means to me, and that what that means to me is that Brian was just kind of out and about doing whatever Brian Laundrie would do.
Yeah, sounds exactly what it was. Let's get back to some questions.
Let's get back to some questions, but let me just add this one more kind of point here, and we'll take more #HJB, #HJosh comments.
So what this could be is that, yes, there was a tip, and yes, it was interesting, and Dog the Bounty Hunter went out there to check it out, and the authorities came. They didn't verify it as much as to say that's valued of a search. Like, it didn't call for a search. They knew about it. FBI knew about it. Attorney apparently is saying, yeah, they were there on one occasion. The first occasion they canceled. So now we're starting to get the details of, yes, absolutely something was there. They were there at one point, but is it an active search? No. They don't find it credible enough to be, hey, he's out there. It's just they were there, and that now fits into the timeline. I think that's an important piece to the puzzle, but it's something the FBI clearly isn't going after.
If it's true, Josh, it's just if I was
another wrinkle in the case, and makes you wonder, like, why would they do that?
I'm just trying to put myself in the shoes of, and trying to put myself in this scenario. I leave on July 2nd from Long Island in New York. I leave for this van life fun cross-country road trip with the woman that I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with. Mm-hmm. I go and I make all these stops along the way, and then something happens. We don't know what that something is, but something happens in Wyoming, and it leads to...
Keep talking, I'll be right back.
Yep, and it leads to Brian Laundrie returning home suddenly and unexpectedly in Gabby Petito's van without Gabby Petito, the woman that he pledged to spend the rest of his life with. His companion, his travel companion for all that time. And then he comes back home based on, again, this unverified information through Stephen Bertolino, who, again, spoke to a reporter in West Palm Beach via text message. Again, that's reportedly. Comes back home and is going camping and going to stores. And I would be inconsolable if whether something tragic happened on the road or whether there was a massive fight that separated us. I don't know if I would be inconsolable. I'm just speaking for me here, and I'm speaking from the heart. And if it was me, I don't know if I could. That sounds like normal behavior in a very abnormal situation. That's all I'm going to say on that, and we'll continue to take your #HeyJB, #HeyJosh comments.
I have 5 more minutes, too, so I can answer 1 or 2, and then I got to jump.
Let's go rapid fire here through the queue and bring up some of the ones here that we might have missed, or some of the ones that are coming in right now. If you get your #HeyJB, #HeyJosh questions and comments in right now, we'll get them up here on screen. Michael Barr, hashtag Hey Josh. Is there any investigations going back to the time when Brian and Gabby were supposed to be in the Wyoming Reserve? And of course, I would imagine that, well, the autopsy and the cause of death there, but he's asking about any investigation going back to the time specifically when Brian and Gabby, we're talking so much about, I get what Michael's asking here. What Michael is asking here, Josh,
are they looking for clues back when they were there?
Right, because there's been so much attention being paid to Brian's return here to Florida. What's going on as far as the investigation in Wyoming?
Yeah, not as far as I know. I don't think there's any searches or anything. I mean, they found the body and they're doing the autopsy. And now we learned from the news conference that the body will stay with the coroner. There was a memorial service, but they will keep the body as this investigation continues, obviously for evidence, and they need access. So that was a tough thing for the family to deal with, but they were respectful of that. And they said, she's safe there, which I found very powerful, because that would be tough not to be able to bury your daughter in that situation. But as far as any investigation outside of where they were, what they've been doing, I think it's more of a reactionary thing, like the restaurants they stopped at. There was claims and actually proof that they were stopping at these restaurants and their 911 calls. So all that stuff that came in, they investigated. I don't think there's anything active that I know going on out there currently. It's all kind of focused in out here.
Let's get to some more questions and comments. We'll go rapid fire here, folks. And Josh, I might need some help answering some of these questions because I'm going to be just adding them to the queue here.
Yep.
Hashtag HJB, hashtag Hey Josh. And we'll try to get to as many of these last ones here as we wrap up our stream here on WFLA now.
Yep.
Let's take this one here from Penny Matthews. And I could actually speak to this one. Hashtag HJB. So where are the FBI searching it now? Paul Lamison was in Eagle 8 HD and couldn't find any search efforts from the sky over Carlton Reserve here. So the FBI scaling their efforts back significantly at Carlton Reserve, near Venice, Florida, near Northport, Sarasota County, that rural, vast wilderness we've been talking about. We've had difficulty finding any active search efforts on the ground there. They could be going on, but Paul Lamison, who made an afternoon flight there to the Carlton Reserve, couldn't find any. Lori.
And also no search in the Fort DeSoto Park.
Right. No search right now in the
there's no searches going on as far as we know right now.
At this time. Yep. Lori Kernahan, hashtag AJB. How is it the Laundrie family made camping plans when Brian and Gabby were scheduled to return on September 1st? And it's not out of the realm of, there could have been a prior reservation, and it could have been a camping trip just for Chris and Roberta Laundrie. It doesn't necessarily mean that Brian was originally intended to be part of that trip in early September, right, Josh?
Yep,
so
correct.
Okay, so let's Samantha Ward here, hashtag AJB. Does the FBI have the authority to search those cabins for evidence or transfer DNA as far as the campsite here in Fort DeSoto? And I think the FBI, there's a lot under their purview now as to what they can do, Josh, right? I mean,
sorry, Justin just put out his tweet about the record that we got in.
No worries, but does the FBI have the authority to search those cabins? I would imagine if they obtain a warrant.
Yes. Yeah, if they get the proper warrants, they can do that.
Justin Anthony, hashtag AJB. When will the autopsy be completed?
We get that question a lot, and that's tough to say. Toxicology takes a long time. The autopsy could take a long time, but they're not in any rush at this point because they're going to keep the body. So they're will take the time on the autopsy, but it is part of the investigation. So they're going to want to be careful that they keep her where the body is and then use that when needed for the investigation.
Lori Lesney, hashtag AJB. Can't they prove the reservations were canceled for the first and when they were canceled?
That's the next step. We heard from the attorney through this reporter that the first plans were canceled. So Dog's information was correct. There were two different reservations made. One was canceled now all of a sudden. So more requests to Pinellas County to see, when were they canceled, and obviously not why, but when were they canceled would be a nice record to have.
Let's see. We're trying to get in one or two more. This is a question and comment that a lot of people have asked here. and maybe we'll just kind of end out on this one, and then we'll take one more here.
Okay.
But from Rebecca Taylor, #HeyJB, is it possible Dog may have let the lid off of something the FBI was trying to hold close to their vests?
It's a good question. And, this happens a lot, and that's why some people get frustrated with outside influence on a case, because sometimes there's perfectly good reason why the FBI or law enforcement wants to keep things quiet. We've dealt with this scenario in the other missing person case that I've worked on that I've talked about, is that when there's not a lot of evidence to work with, sometimes they'll have a certain lead that they just want to keep quiet. But inquiring minds, the media, the online sleuths, Dog the Bounty Hunter, John Walsh, these kind of people come out and they want to dig to get some answers because the FBI is not giving them answers. So in that process, like we just saw, we learned something new, a new nugget in the timeline, and that was that visit to Fort DeSoto. So this is now public. It's confirmed that she was there. Now that the attorney, per this reporter, also states, yeah, they were there. We're not hiding anything. Now we're going to tell you that they were there. So this opens the door for all of us to see some new information. And is it information that was super sensitive to the FBI? We don't know, because they're not going to tell us, but it's out there now. So we're going to continue to find more information. But yeah, in certain circumstances, there are situations like that where law enforcement will want to keep something quiet, but a third party blows it open. I'm going to have to adjust to that.
I'm going to ask the #HeyJB, #HeyJosh, comment and question that is on everyone's mind given these recent developments. The biggest number one question with these new developments is it possible that Brian Laundrie is here? Is it possible that Brian Laundrie is at Fort DeSoto in Pinellas County? Is it possible that this was where he was and currently is, or was and then no longer is, as far as this FBI missing persons case and this FBI criminal-led investigation into the homicide of Gabby Petito?
I thought of that very question today, and what came to my mind is Andrew Cunanan, of all people. That was a situation, and if you guys know the story, the Gianni Versace murder in Miami. If you've learned about that case, Versace was murdered on his front steps, and Andrew Cunanan, it's a long, convoluted story, but in the end, they find him right near South Beach on a houseboat. I mean, he was hiding there the whole time. And so it's a very good question. Like, could he be? Absolutely. I think that's a definite possibility. It's called hiding in plain sight. And I think a lot of times in cases like this, you always think, oh, how far can they get? How far can they go?
Mexico, Canada.
I brought up that example when I was, in college and we were finding a missing person in the woods. I was a reserve deputy at the time. And I won't go through the whole story, but we were called in to search for somebody. And at the very end, after we searched all as far as we could go, we were calling the search off. We were walking back in, and I walked into the woods near the campsite, and she was 25 yards from the campfire,
right, yeah,
laying in the weeds or in the leaves, and she was fine, thank God. But right there, I mean, it's so easy to miss sometimes. I think everybody gets so focused on how far can we go out, when the whole time somebody's close by. So I definitely think that's a possibility. It's going to be hard for a fugitive or for a manhunt like this, but it's not off the chart,
8 on your sides. Josh Benson joining us here, everybody, on WFLA Now. Josh, we'll let you get back to it, and we'll see you on stream at 4 o'clock coming up here in less than an hour on WFLA News Channel 8, your NBC station here in Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm. Any updates? I put them on my Twitter, twitter.com/WFLA Josh. Give it a check out, and I'll post whatever I got for you there. Thanks, JB.
Thanks, Josh. The JB and JB stream here. Really appreciate Josh, Justin, our entire team here. We're going to be wrapping up here on WFLA Now. These are very interesting developments now, and I'm just grateful that there are developments. I'm just grateful that we are talking about something here today. But let's also come back to Gabby. Let's focus here on Gabby and Gabby's family. We originally went live here to tell you about Gabby Petito, the family creating the Gabby Petito Foundation. They are really trying to do good in this world, and let's keep things focused on them. I think that everybody now, with these new developments coming in, and Fort DeSoto here, you're looking at here on the right side of your screen. This is all now extremely intriguing. But we don't know if this is something that the FBI was on from the start and whether or not this has already been fully explored. There's so much uncertainty here. What is certain is that Gabby Petito has touched so many lives around the world. Her memory continues to inspire us to be better. Gabby Petito's family, so supportive of the FBI, so supportive of members of the media, so supportive of all these social media influencers out there, is trying to bring a positive resolution here to this case, and to remember that this is all about Gabby. I've talked at great length about the beads, the bracelets and the beads and you can find more details about that on my WFLA JB Instagram account. This is a family that is grieving, but they have exuded such strength and grace as far as coming forward and speaking here today. And also, too, now we have something perhaps a little bit, perhaps momentum here, or at least what feels like momentum as far as the Justice for Gabby movement here. And believe me, while they are trying to, not speak out of turn as far as Gabby Petito's family, they want justice for Gabby more than anyone. They want justice for Gabby, and they want the truth to come out, and they want the FBI to shine a light on the facts and the truth of this case here. So, folks, we have been streaming now for about 3 hours. I think more than 3 hours now. And we're going to be hopping off of, 2 hours and 20 minutes exactly. And we're going to be hopping off of our stream here because we're getting ready for, of course, our newscast on WFLA News Channel 8. If you're in the Tampa Bay area, find that remote control and tune into your NBC station, WFLA News Channel 8. We are live at 4 o'clock, your 4 o'clock news, then the 5 o'clock news, 6 o'clock news, and believe me, we're going to be breaking down these new developments and the latest with Brian Laundrie, but also just the heartfelt press conference here today by Gabby Petito's family. If you're not in the Tampa Bay area, the conversation does not end now. You can find me on my WFLA JB Facebook account and my Instagram account. Like Josh was mentioning here, we're working this around the clock. So if you'd like more from this point forward, find me on my WFLA JB Facebook and Instagram accounts. I'll continue to, of course, share information that we can pass along to you. Will that statement by that reporter in West Palm Beach, will that statement be verified for all media to use and share? And can we authenticate that it was, in fact, Stephen Bertolino that used the word baloney in the statement as far as responding to Dog the Bounty Hunter, talking about the camping trip that is said to have been confirmed now to have occurred here at Fort DeSoto campground on the right side of your screen. These are all things now as far as where does this go forward, and that conversation continues in our next WFLA Now live stream, which will, of course, we'll be back here with you live if there's any major breaking developments here in the story. We're back here with you live across all platforms here very, very quickly. We can be live within minutes if something big happens in the manhunt for Brian Laundrie or in the story of Gabby Petito. We are waiting on those autopsy results. We are waiting for there to be traction here in the manhunt for Brian Laundrie. If something occurs and it's big, we're back here live on WFLA Now with an update, and we can, of course, interact and engage with you, our audience here across our social media platforms here. But we're going to be taking a step away from the microphones here, and the conversation continues on our various social media pages. Josh was talking about Josh Benson's Twitter accounts and Instagram pages. You can, of course, follow me at WFLA JB on Facebook, at WFLA JB on Instagram, and we'll be back live with you on WFLA Now for any significant developments here. And let's not forget, WFLA.com, the WFLA app, our article hub, all of the articles with all of the confirmed information, everything that we can report is on WFLA.com, the WFLA app, our award-winning team here working around the clock to provide you with the latest here on the Gabby Petito story and on the manhunt for Brian Laundrie here. So if you'd like to continue and read through some of the articles of the very latest here, we have some of the best here at WFLA News Channel 8 and with us on WFLA.com, and all of our articles here on the Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie stories, they live on WFLA.com and the WFLA app. Folks, appreciate you being with us here. Heading over to my Instagram and Facebook page to continue answering as many questions as I can, and we'll be back here live.
All right, a few quick things I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna shut it down. But hey, Yarn. Hey, Toxic. What I don't understand why JB kept saying, is it possible? Of course it's possible. Anything is possible. I don't know why he kept saying that. That was kind of like, I wanted to wring his neck. Like, dude, of course it's possible. Anything is possible at this point. The other thing I want to point out that I don't really understand is, shit, now I forgot. Damn, it was something that Josh said. Back. Let me rewind. Can I rewind it? Hang on.
Use that when needed for the investigation.
Lord.
Bingo, that's what it was. Damn, that was good. I put it right to the spot. All right, I don't know if anybody else thought of this. I don't know if it was just me that thought of this. I don't know. But when they said that plans were canceled on the 1st, what did everyone think of? Because my first thought, I didn't think took rocket science. But my first thought was because their son came home. So they probably made camping plans, not thinking anyone was going to be there. Then they either get a call from their son on the way home, or on September 1st, they show up. He shows up at home. Of course they're going to cancel their trip. That's common sense. Exactly, because he came home. And why nobody is saying that blows my mind. That was my very first thought without even question. And that's why I don't understand why JB or Josh didn't say that. You know, I find JB pretty logical, but I guess when you're on TV sometime or on the news, sometimes you don't think quick. But that was, to me, that's the obvious answer. 'Cause he came home. And there's no proof that he went with them on the 6th. So show me video. If you don't have video, it means nothing. His parents, this is the way I see it. His parents came home on the 1st. I'm sorry. His parents had plans to go on the 1st. They couldn't go on the 1st because Brian came home. So because Brian came home, they had to change their trip and they put it off a week to the 6th. Whether Brian went with them or not remains to be seen. But that's how it went down, in my opinion. And I don't think it takes a rocket science to figure it out either. That was my very first thought. So, there's that. They were planning it all out. But it had nothing to do with him. I don't think it had anything to do with Brian. I think they just changed their plans. Yeah, they were living with his parents. They would if you came home with your girlfriend's van and she wasn't there. I think you'd probably change plans. That would be a good reason to change plans and find out what the fuck happened. So, yeah, I think they did change plans. For obvious reasons. Like, anyone would change plans. So, I just thought that was pretty silly that nobody even addressed that. That could have happened too. We don't know when they changed them. I'm sure he called them on the way home. I have a feeling he didn't just show up. Now, there's news reports stating that, not news reports, there's rumors stating that mom got a burner phone. I don't know if it's true or not. There's so many lies going around, you don't even know what's true and what's not. But I don't know, the whole thing is fucking whacked. But it sounds to me, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds to me like the FBI knew Dog's information already. And I believe they probably did. And I bet they found out from cameras that Brian wasn't with them, which is why they never double checked. That's my guess. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But that's what I think it is. I think the FBI has already been there. They know Brian wasn't with them. So there was no reason to search there. Honestly, Yarn, I don't even know who it is. I keep forgetting. So, I don't know. I'm pretty convinced, though, that the FBI has checked it out already. They didn't find anything. And that was that. Lies or rumors, like a story that changes every time it's told. Whose story changed? I don't see a story that's changing. Sure, a good story tells parents. Oh, I agree with you. But I'm saying there's no point. There's no proof that Brian went with them. That's just Mullet Man saying he did. Until I see actual proof that Brian went with them. Because if Brian didn't go with them, I'm sorry, if Brian went with them, I can't imagine why the FBI wouldn't check it out. That's why I don't think there's proof that Brian went with them. I think it's total bullshit. And I think that Dog's big tip is garbage. It's nothing. It's stuff that the FBI has been there, done that. No big deal. Just because the FBI didn't release it to the media doesn't mean they didn't check it out. You know, his parents might be avid campers. Can't fault them for that. You know, some people love going camping. So, there's that. I don't know, guys. Where could he be for this long? Anywhere. Unfortunately, he really could be anywhere. I'll tell you where he's not. He's not where they wasted about $1 million looking. I knew that much. And I think we all knew that. The longer it takes to find him, the more of a chance of him being dead, or the more of a chance he's far away. I don't know. I don't think he's dead. I don't know why I don't think he's dead. I just don't think he's dead. Wait for the perp walk. Also, Brian camped with Dad and passed. Of course he did. It's his dad. Why wouldn't he camp with his dad? No, they're not. They called off the swamp, the search at the swamp. I think they're like, not reevaluating, restructuring. Because, like, they keep fucking up so bad. And the more they look, the more embarrassing it gets. Maybe, Yarny might be in someone's house. He could be in someone's house watching this all on TV. We don't know. How do we know he didn't witness the murder and that person is after him? Hey, that's a good possibility. It's not probable, but it's possible. Actually, you know what, Dave? I can kind of dispel that. If that was the case, he would have been in hiding when he got home, and he wasn't. He would have absolutely been in hiding. Guys, just remember though, and again, this isn't probable, and this is probably about a 1%, but it is possible he didn't do it. It is possible he's on the run because he's scared. But there is a small chance that he didn't do it. Like I said, it's not probable, but it's possible. Nope, you can't say that simply. You don't know that he definitely killed her. You don't know that. None of us do. And here's why. If he definitely killed her, definitely, there would be an arrest out warrant. There would be a warrant out for his arrest for the murder. That's why I don't think it's definite. And nobody can say definite. Because where's the arrest warrant for the murder? If he definitely did it. We don't know. Now, did he probably do it? Absolutely. Would I put money down that he did it? Yeah. Would I bet my life on it? No. Would I say that it's most likely he did it? Yeah. But if I was a gambling woman, I'd say yeah. I'd put money down that he probably did it. Would I bet my whole life savings on it? No. Would I bet $50? Yeah. You see what I mean? My theory is he didn't kill her. He probably lost it after the restaurant episode. Well, that's what I said. She went in to apologize for her. I said all that, Richard. I said that exact same theory. Almost to the T. And I believe that. But that still means he killed her. Even if he did it accidentally, he still did it. Yeah, don't confuse probable and possible. Because the probability is, yeah, he did it. It's just not definitive. I wouldn't say definitively he did it, because I can't say that. Nobody knows who's wrong at this point. We all just have to wait. I agree. Yeah, the video, Richard, on the one on that says he killed her on August 27th, that's the video that I say it on. You just never know. Something crazy could come out tomorrow. Just like a lot of people think he's dead. It's possible, not probable. And the only reason I say that is I think he would have been found. Oh, you did, Yarn? How do you like it? That was pretty quick. Everything get there in one piece? I'm over the moon, so happy. Woo! I am so glad to hear that. Hang on, I'm trying to put on an eyelash. It's hard to do when you're moving. Alright. Here's the problem I'm having. People take an argument, and let's be real about this. They both were at each other, turning that into a DV in an argument in a restaurant with the server. Where am I going? Nowhere special. I got to take Phoenix to physical therapy, but I have the interview tonight. I agree with that, TF. You haven't really heard me talk much about it because I'm not seeing what other people are seeing yet. And people are basing it on the fact she's dead, which is horrible. But if it wasn't for that, then things are different. That's restreaming me? Why? Oh, I'm honored. Can you check messages real quick? Sure. Let me turn off. On September 22nd, the U.S. District Court of Wyoming issued a federal arrest warrant for Brian Laundrie pursuant was all this arrest was Laundrie up behind a partner. Yeah, this is his original arrest. You know, the arrest warrant that's around, the arrest warrant that you see now has nothing to do with the murder. Has to do with the credit card. And the police, before that, nothing. And a police report, and there are two of them saying different things. I agree with that. When and if he's caught, he's going to say self-defense. Yeah, I thought that too. But I don't think self-defense will work. I really don't. I think if he was going to use self-defense, he would have used it already. I think it was one of those things he would have had to do immediately. Because I don't think you can use self-defense and then run. It just doesn't work. But man, how long can this kid possibly run for? Think about it. How long can you run? You can't stay on the run forever unless you make it to another country. If you make it to another country, then you could run. Maybe he thinks if he survives a little while, they'll give up. But that's not a good life either. You know what I mean? Who wants to live a life like that? Always watching your back, never know if you're going to get caught. Hell no. He's been able to live out the need. Yeah, but months is not years. Hi, Riley. Months is in years. To be able to do it for years is a whole nother ballgame. Fuck. Oh, I hate doing fucking eyelashes. You have no idea. So annoying. Fuck. That's what I liked when I was a dancer. Somebody did our eyebrows every night. We never had to worry about doing them. They did our makeup. They did our eyelashes. I have stick-ons. I like stick-ons. But they're a pain in the ass. Eyelash of the devil. I agree. Fucking pain in the ass. Then, of course, you never get them perfect. And it's funny because by 6 o'clock, my makeup's going to be shot. And I'm going to have to redo the whole thing anyway. Don't forget, though, interview tonight. Let's find this missing boy. Let's help find this missing boy, get some answers or something. Your eyebrows were terrible, and now they're going back. A magnetic one? I don't like the magnetic ones. I have used them. Only one brand I like. But I feel like they're always going to, like, pop off. I know, the dog is gone, the kid is gone, and this could be any kid. This could be any one of our kids. I'm interviewing the father of a missing 14-year-old gamer. He's by the name of Jacob McCarty. Missing out of Indiana, walked out of his house one day and with his 100-pound German Shepherd and never came home. And that was on September 21st. Single dad, only kid. And I'm blowing kisses at her. Single dad, he was the only kid, and nobody knows what happened. 8 o'clock Central Time. You heard me. Walked out of the house. Took the dog for a walk and never returned home. And this happened on September 21st. There's still no sign of him, no sign of the dog. Father is absolutely beside himself. He doesn't know what to do. Rightfully so. And 14 years old. That's what I said. This kid reminds me of Dayton, too. And, yeah, no clue what happened to him. Just walked out of the house, never to be seen again. And again, there's no sign of the dog either. Kids at school are lying. He didn't really have many friends. Kids at school are saying, yeah, no dog. He's not a runaway. Or at least the cops don't believe he's a runaway. The cops believe that he met somebody. Cops think that he met someone. Cops think that he met, because the cops have his computer and everything, and they believe that he met someone online. But the family says that, you know, he wasn't like that and he wouldn't do that, but he may have, according to what the cops say. But I spoke to the dad yesterday, but we're going to talk to the dad more tonight. He wants to get his, the story out there. But you guys know me. I mean, I'll get a much better sense of everything once I see the dad's facial expressions and once I get a better understanding of, and see it on person. And as I said yesterday, and I'm going to say it again, get your kids' passwords and stuff. Make sure you can access your kids' computers, phones, everything. The mother has been long gone since he was a baby. The mother is not in his life. I agree, Richard. It's scary. You should have seen me last night. I'm like, I need everybody's passwords. I want all your info. Like, Mom, you're crazy. I said, no, I'm serious. There's a lot of crazy people out there, and God forbid something happens. I need to be able to get a hold of you guys. I need to know your passwords and everything. They thought I was crazy. Pay attention to your kids. But even paying attention to them, I don't know Dayton's Discord password. I do now, but I didn't as of yesterday. If it was an abduction, then why take the dog? Maybe there's a dead dog. They looked. It's very weird. It's strange. That's why I said I would rather, it's much easier to give a fair assessment once speaking to the dad in person than over the phone. And you guys know me. I'll tell him straight up if I think something's not right. Loving the no drama. Thank you, Anita. By the way, for all you drama people, if you're into if you like drama, I found some today between two guys. This, let me get the name of the channels. Hold on. I mean, they were really going back and forth over the case, but it's really funny. It's, hold on. Hold on. I'm on the wrong channel. Hold on. All right, Joseph Morris, who fights against Popcorn Planet. Joseph Morris and Popcorn Planet. Some funny ass drama. They like, oh, you don't like popcorn? Oh no. And then I found out about Joseph Morris from Popcorn Planet. I mean, they both have well over 100,000 subscribers. And it's two guys, and they're just funny the way they go at each other. Joseph Morris trying to take credit for something on the Gabby case that wasn't him. And like, they just keep going back and forth. It's pretty funny. So if you need a drama fix, it's some good drama. I was laughing. All right. Unfortunately, it is that time. I have to throw my hair up and get dressed and get out of here. And I got to print out some labels. Joseph Morris and fabricating stories. Yes, some TikToker is saying that he's stealing people's stories from TikTok. And then he's making them his own. And like he tried to say that like he saw Brian walking, like we thought he was joking, but then I saw no, he's pretty serious. Like he's really trying to pass us off. So crazy. But it's funny though. Like if you need a drama fix, it's pretty funny watching them go at each other. Just put one on one screen and one on the other. JM is behind a Brian on a boat IG Live. Oh no shit. The interview is 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Central Time. Yarn, I'm so glad you like your candles. And I'm glad you got them so quick. So, all right. I may go live on my other channel while Phoenix is at therapy. It depends if anything is on to listen to. If not, I might go live. So, I will see you guys. And I will see you guys later. And that's it. Have a good night. I'll see you guys tonight.